Welcome everybody, how are you today? We'll complete all questions about derivative function. Look at this example. If y equal 10x, we want to find y dash, the derivative about this function. We know 10x equal sine x over cosine x, and the derivative about this function y dash equal this denominator. We will write this denominator power 2, cosine power 2x, and we can write cosine here, dot the derivative about numerator, sine will be cosine, subtract sine x, dot the derivative about this denominator, cosine will be negative sine, again we can write this denominator power 2, denominator multiply by the derivative about numerator, subtract the numerator here, dot derivative about denominator, and we can simplify it. Y dash equal cosine x multiply cosine x equal cosine power 2x, negative times negative equal positive, sine x multiply sine x equal sine power 2x over cosine power 2x, and we can write y dash equal cosine power 2x. We know this identity, cosine power 2x plus sine power 2x equal 1 over cosine power 2x. We can simplify it. 1 over cosine will be sec power 2x. Then the derivative about 10 will be sec power 2x. You must know this, and this derivative in your mind. 10 will be sec power 2x. Okay. And what about the derivative about cotan? We know if y equal cotan x, we want to find y dash, so we know y equal cotan equal what? Equal cosine over sine. Cotan equal cosine x over sine x, and we can derivative this function y dash equal, we can write this denominator power 2, the denominator here sine x, dot the derivative about numerator cosine x will be negative sine x, subtract cosine x the numerator, dot the derivative about denominator sine x, derivative about sine x equal cosine x. We can write cosine x here. Then y dash equal sine power 2x. We know negative sine x multiply negative sine x equal negative sine power 2x, negative cosine x multiply cosine x equal cosine power 2x. We can write negative outside here, coefficient about two term in numerator, negative here, and we can write sine power 2x plus cosine power 2x. We inverse this function, this sign about this function, okay, and the denominator sine power 2x. We know this identity, sine power 2x plus cosine power 2x equal 1. Then we can write y dash equal negative 1 over sine power 2x. So y dash equal negative what? We know the inverse about sine power 2x, what? We know cosec. It will be cosec power 2x. So the inverse about this function, we know cotan will be, the derivative about cotan will be negative cosec power 2x. It's okay. And what about this function? Y equal sec x will be what? We know the derivative about sec x equal sec x tan x, but we must want to find the derivative by steps. Prove that. Okay. First, we know sec x equal what? Sec x equal 1 over cosine x, and 1 over cosine x equal cosine power negative 1x, because it's in a denominator. We can write it in numerator by convert the power about this denominator. So we can find the derivative about cosine power negative 1x. First we can drop the power here, negative 1, multiply cosine x power negative 2. Subtract 1 from this power. Okay, and we can find the derivative about this function. Cosine x will be negative sine x. We know negative multiply negative equal positive, and cosine power 2 negative x, cosine power negative 2 x equal cosine power 2 x. We can write this function in denominator and inverse the sign about this power. The result will be negative multiply negative equal positive. We can write here sine x. So we can simplify it sine x over cosine x dot cosine x. We know sine over cosine equal tan. Then y dash equal, we can write this here tan x dot 1 over cosine x. It will be what? It will be sec 1 over cosine, it will be sec x. Then the derivative about function sec will be sec tan. The verse about this, the derivative about the function will be sec tan. Okay, you must keep in your mind this derivative. And what about the function if y equal cosec x? We want to find derivative of the function. We know y equal cosec x itself is about sine. You can write 1 over sine x. It will be sine power negative 1 of x, and the derivative about the function will be, we can drop the power here, negative 1 sine x, and subtract negative 1 from 1 here. The result will be negative 2, and the derivative about function sine x will be cosine x. Okay, we know this function. We can write it here in the denominator and write negative here, negative 1 over sine power 2x dot cosine x. Then y dash will be negative cosine x over sine x dot sine x. Then y dash equal negative right here, cosine over sine, it will be cotan. It will be cotan x, and 1 over sine x, it will be what? It will be cosec x. 1 over sine equal cosec x. Since the derivative about this function cosec, negative cosec cotan equal negative cosec cotan, negative cosec negative cotan. We can write it here, the derivative about cosec, negative cosec dot cotan x. Okay, the derivative about this function cosec will be negative cosec cotan. You must keep in your mind this rule. Okay, so we can simplify it. If we have y equal sine x, then the derivative about this function will be cosec x, cosine x. Y equal cosine x, the derivative will be negative sine x. If y equal tan x, then the derivative about the function tan will be sec power 2x. If y equal cotan x, then y dash equal negative cosec power 2x. Okay, what about y equal sec x? Then y dash will be sec tan. The derivative about sec will be sec tan, sec x, tan x. And what about y equal cosec x? The derivative will be negative cosec cotan, negative cosec cotan. Okay, you must put this all rule in your mind to simplify any question about derivative. Okay.